Hello everyone, welcome to Agentic AI learning series. In this video, we are going to build a network automation Agentic AI workflow. We will build a simple agentic app which will analyze the criticality of every configuration change before it applies to the device. So here we have given a safe and standard configuration. If it detects a command that could cause network outage, this will automatically block the execution. And if it finds a safe and standard change, this will allow to pass. Here, this is a safe and standard configuration. You can see the summary here. The configuration adds or modifies loopback interface with description. And you can see the confidence level. And it is connecting to the device and configuring it. And if I try giving a critical configuration change, I'll give no router BGP 100. Let me run this. And it is blocking this execution. It is a high risk configuration change. You can see even the summary of this. Removing BGP routing process will disrupt the peering session, and this can cause loss of connectivity to network reachable via BGP. So it is blocking this command execution, and you can see here it is reading the inventory. Here we'll be using Google Gemini as the LLM, and for the device interaction we'll use Netmiko library in the backend. And to keep the logic simple, we'll use a local JSON file as an inventory and Pydantic schema for getting the structured output from Gemini. If you watched my previous video, we built a network expert agent that could answer questions about networking and reject non-networking topics using confidence threshold. In that video, we have seen how to control the further processing depends on the confidence threshold value. If you're interested, you can watch that video. Here, for example, if I give VLAN, the gatekeeper agent is allowing this because it is a networking topic. And this will be creating a small document on the topic. If I give a non-networking topic, so it is rejecting. So it is giving a message saying that gravity does not appear to be a networking specific topic. And it is loading the API key from the .env file, and we can even control the confidence threshold here. In this video, we are taking this logic to the next level. So let's start coding. First, we will build the terminal app. Then we will try to understand the Streamlit code. Streamlit code is going to be very simple. Okay, now we'll start building AI network config gatekeeper agent. First, we need to add all the imports here. I'll copy paste it. I have already installed Netmiko in the environment. You can see here, I'm using Netmiko 4.6.0. And this is for loading the API token. Now we'll add the logic to create the agent, and we'll add the prompt. So here we need to pass the host name and the configuration snippet. When it comes to Streamlit, we have to build separate field for all this. First, we'll see the execution like this. In the prompt, I'm passing, you are a network engineering expert. Analyze the following configuration snippet for safety. I'm giving it in this format, and then I'm saying that always include hostname provided above in your JSON response. We are yet to call the LLM. We'll add that code also here. Before that, we need to define the data schemas. Let me add the code here. These are the data schemas we are going to use. First one I'm calling dangerous config. That means it is going to cause some outage. Then a standard change. And we'll ask LLM to respond in this format. So let me add the code for that. And this is going to give a union of these two. Any one of this, it will respond. We'll add the code for LLM call. Here I'm giving the name response, and I'm using Gemini 2.0 flash experimental. We can use any model, and then we are passing this prompt, and this prompt contains our hostname and config snippet. Then I am asking LLM to respond in this format: config analysis result. This is the combination of these two outputs. And I have already added Gemini API token here in .env file that I have explained in the previous video. Now we'll add the code for printing the output. So here I am just passing response.text and converting this to config analysis result dot model validated JSON. And before printing this, let us just try printing, and I'll comment even this function also. This is needed only in the later execution. So first we'll try printing the response. I'll give print response. We'll run it. So we're getting the data here. In the end, we can see the decision: hostname D1, change summary, adding loopback interface, or modifying its description. So affected interface and confidence score is 95. Now, if you want this in a proper text format, we can give response.text. And now we are getting only this structured data. And if you want to find the type of the response here, standard change or dangerous config, what we can do here, I'll create a variable called final result, and then it is going to respond in this format. So we need to give decision. Under decision, we are going to get any of these data. So we'll try to run this. So the decision is standard change. Same way, if I give no router BGP 100, comment this. So it is detecting as dangerous config. And if you want to print the decision, you can even print it in this format: final result dot decision. Let me run this again. Okay, now we can see the response also here. Now we'll add a function called process config change, and this is going to process this output, and based on that, this will decide whether to configure the device or not. I will add the code for that. To this function, we are passing the actual result, the config analysis result, then the raw command. The command is this, the config snippet command. Then we are setting a threshold. Threshold I explained in the previous video. And here also you can see that I'm calling this function with the final result. It is in this format, config analysis result. Then the config snippet input, that is this variable. Then the threshold. Within that, it is extracting the actual decision, whether it is an allowed configuration or blocked configuration, and it is checking whether it is within the threshold limit, the confidence value. And if it is a dangerous config, it is going to stop here, and it is going to print these statements. If it is a standard config change, we are going to run another function, the device standard change, and to that function we are passing the host name and the raw command. And raw commands, you can see we are taking here. So we are triggering this function, and this function is calling device standard change, and there we are passing hostname and raw commands. First we'll try running without this function. I'll comment this. Let us try running this. Okay, now it is saying that it is rejecting the configuration. Now if I run this, it is going to run till here, triggering automation, but we don't have any function for triggering the automation. So let me run it and show you. It's triggering automation, but it is not running. Now let me activate this function. I'll add the code here. The function device standard change. We are passing hostname and commands. And within this, we have one more function called get device credential. And if you see here, I already have a local JSON file. Within this, I have added the device hostname and credentials. Now we need to read the credentials based on the hostname we are getting from the prompt. For that, I have created one more function called get device credentials. I'll add that function also here. To this function, we are passing the hostname and opening the inventory.json file and getting the credentials and the details of the hostname. And it is returning that value to the device standard change. You can see here. We are storing this into a variable called device params, handling some errors, then connecting to the device. And it will try to connect to this host. I'm using DevNet sandbox device. Then it is creating a list out of that string. And if you look into this, the connect handler, it is a Netmiko implementation for connecting to the device. And here we are passing the device params, the actual data from the JSON file. Then we are using send config set and sending all the commands and printing the output. This is a very simple logic. In production, you can add a lot of validations and advanced options. So here we are reading inventory from a local JSON file using Netmiko to interact with the device. Now let us try running the entire code. I'll run it. So it is triggering the automation, initializing Netmiko. Now if I change this to this configuration, it is going to block the execution. To verify it in device, we'll log into the device. I'll paste the password. There is a loopback interface. So it is test from agent. Now if I change it here, we'll run it. So it is configuring the device and we can verify it here. So it is pushing to the device. And one heads up, do not test this in production with command that could cause outage, because if LLM responds with false positive, it might execute this command in the device. Now I'll give a quick walkthrough of the Streamlit code, the UI. Here additionally I'm importing Streamlit. These are same, the schemas. Then here we are loading the inventory. then getting the device credentials using hostname, and this is the device interaction layer. We are using Netmiko, and here we are calling the get device credential function, and this function is analyzing the user given configuration. Previously we kept it outside, directly we were using. Within this we have created a separate function. The prompt is saying model I'm using Gemini 2.0 flash experimental, and you can see the model, then the response schema, config analysis result, then it is this title, and here we're giving a message select the device, and we even added a drop down. It is reading our JSON inventory file and loading it. We'll see that logic as well. It is calling this function load inventory data. So this will be reading this inventory and load it, and available host, it will try to get it from this data. And here we have D1 and US NYC core R1, and we can see two hosts here. Then in the sidebar we are adding loaded the inventory, and we are printing the total number of available devices. Two devices we added in the inventory. Then we have two columns, available host and config input. These two columns, the config input and available host. And here we are giving the drop down option, and here we can see it is a select box. And if there is no host, we can even give it in normal text input also. Next column is for configuration snippet, and here we can see some placeholder values. Then there is a button called analyze and auto deploy. Once user clicks on this button, if user is not giving any devices or config input, it will prompt this error, else it will show a spinner and say that AI is analyzing the impact. Then we'll be calling this function analyze config with Gemini, and this will be responding in this format, config analysis result. And from that we are taking the decision. Then we are creating a container here for the other outputs. If the type of decision is this, it is going to print and stop further execution. And if it is a standard change, it is going to proceed further. Then it is going to add two more columns here, the confidence score and affected interface. We can check that here. I'll give a safe configuration here, and I'm selecting D1. Run it. AI is analyzing the impact, and it is approved, and it is printing confidence score and affected interface. Then it is printing automation output, this value. Then this will be printing connecting to the device, and here it is calling the Netmiko function, passing host name, config and inventory data. Then it will be printing the final output. You can see here configuration pushed successfully. I hope this video was helpful for you to understand how to build a basic network automation agentic AI workflow. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.